Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you a profit or loss update on the Battle of the Grid bots. And if you missed that video, just about 2 months ago, I deployed 2 different grid bots, one on Kucoin and one on Bitsgap. And I tried to configure them as close as possible. There are different features with each of them, but they are very similar grid bots. They both operate on the traditional grid bot strategy, which is buy the dip and sell the rip back up. So you're buying low and selling high. Both bots are made up of open limit buy and sell orders, which make up the grid based on the spacing between all the orders. So the red lines on the chart that you're looking at now would be your open limit sell orders, and the green lines would be the open limit buy orders. And so when the price dips, it hits the buy orders and buys low, and when the price goes back up, it sells for a profit when it takes out the open limit sell orders. And so really the objective of this Battle of the Grid bots was to compare these 2 different grid bots and see which one might outperform the other. And so if we take a look at the 2 configurations, we'll start over here with Bitsgap. I basically deployed each bot with 500 USDT. In this case, Bitsgap breaks it out between the buy orders, which is 500 USDT, and the sell orders, which is in BTC, because it's selling the BTC to capture profit in USDT. And so obviously I deployed both bots with the pairing of BTC USDT. And again, the amount of ammo I gave each bot was 1,000 USDT. Now, the number of grids or levels for each grid bot was 14. And if you see over here on Bitsgap, it says levels 14. And if you look over here on the Kucoin order details, you will see placed orders 14. They call them something slightly different, but it's the same thing. And so I was able to set up that parameter identical at 14 levels each. Now the step or grid space on Bitsgap was 0.7%. However, the profits per grid over on Kucoin, which is equivalent to the step or spacing on Bitsgap, had a range of 0.49 to approximately 0.55%. So right there was one of the first differences between these 2 bots. Now my high price that I set up for Bitsgap was 66,000 and the low price was 60,000. And if we look over here at Kucoin, you can see price range 60 to 66. So again, that was identical, but Bitsgap actually has what is called trailing feature, both for the upside and the lower side. And so you can actually have the bot follow the price action above 66,000 and stay in the fight and continue. Or on the flip side, if the price goes below 60,000, the bot will follow the price down and continue to buy at a lower price. And again, it's still in the fight and trading on your behalf. And Kucoin does not have that option. Once the price action has exceeded the 66,000 level towards the top side, the bot stops trading. And on the flip side, if the price goes below 60,000, the bot stops trading. Now you can manually go in there and adjust that, but for this particular deployment, I did not manually adjust these levels because I would not have to do it with Bitsgap, and I wanted to see if Bitsgap's trailing up and trailing down feature would outperform the Kucoin bot without that trailing up or trailing down feature. And so those are the basic parameters that I configured for both bots when I deployed them just over 60 days ago. And I do want to note that the entry price when I deployed both these bots, it was pretty much at the same time. The entry price for these bots was at 62,000, say 500. And the reason I note that is back here on October 26th is when I deployed both of those bots. Bitcoin's price was trading around 62,500, and today Bitcoin's price is trading down here around the 46,500 or 700 level, which is essentially a 25% drop from the price level that I deployed these bots at. And so had I just bought and held instead of deploying these grid bots, I would have bought in at 62.5, and right now I would have a unrealized loss unless I decided to sell, but a loss nonetheless of 25%. And so you buy and hold trolls might want to pay attention, because I can tell you right now, both of these bots outperform the buy and hold strategy. So we'll start with the results from the Kucoin spot grid bot that I deployed, as you can see, 69 days ago, almost 70 days ago, so just over 2 months. And the initial investment again was the $1,000 that I mentioned earlier, and the total profit or loss is just right around 162 USDT, or 16%. Now, if you remember just a moment ago, if I bought and held with this $1,000 back 70 days ago, I would have been down 25%. And so that's almost a 10% difference that this bot, by actually trading and accumulating grid profits, which you can see over here is 86 USDT. That grid trading profit subtracted from my floating P&L, and the reason it's a floating P&L is it's not a realized loss until I actually sell that Bitcoin. But nonetheless, I'm at a floating P&L of 247 USDT. Once you then subtract or add in my grid profits, my total profit or loss is this 161.68, or 16%. So I do have an unrealized loss at the moment. However, part of the reason I deployed this bot on BTC USDT is I'm perfectly fine holding Bitcoin for the long term. However, I rather take some profit when the price goes up and then rebuy in at a lower price. That way, I am always accumulating some profit so I can buy more Bitcoin in the future. The buy and hold strategy doesn't help you actually increase your Bitcoin holdings. You just end up holding the same amount of Bitcoin at the same price you bought it at. Here, with this particular grid bot, I actually lowered the cost of my Bitcoin as the price went down, and anytime it pops back up, I take some profit, put some USDC aside to buy more Bitcoin when the price goes back down. In the long run, I'll end up with more Bitcoin than had I just bought Bitcoin when I deployed this bot. So with that all being said, the Kucoin bot is down just around 16%. So let's jump over to the Bitsgap bot and see how it actually performed. All right, when you're looking at your Bitsgap numbers, the most important numbers are your current funds. Those are supposed to represent your current position and the results. Bot profit is essentially what would be added back into this balance down here, along with the change in actual price of the Bitcoin that you're now holding. And therefore it will offset some of your loss because you've accumulated bot profit, in this case 261 USDT, or just shy of 5%. However, this bot is currently down 12%, and so it's outperforming the Kucoin bot by about 4%. However, that is purely due to the fact that this bot has the trailing down feature, and in reality you'll see that my position has grown from a $1,000 initial position to almost 4,800 USDT, and that is because the bot continued to buy as Bitcoin dropped. The Kucoin bot stopped buying at 60,000 because that was its lower limit. This bot continues to buy as long as the price goes down, and most importantly, I still have funds available in my exchange account to actually buy more Bitcoin. There were a couple occasions throughout these 60 days that I actually had to add more funds in order for this bot to continue to buy the dip that we've experienced, essentially from the 62.5 down to this 46,000 and change level that we're currently at. And so I did actually have to have funds available on the exchange for the bot to continue to buy the dip. And so when you tally that all up, I end up with a loss, or a total P&L, of 662 USDT. The number is obviously higher than the Kucoin number of 161. However, we don't look at the actual USDT number. I'm interested in the percentage. When you're trading, you don't go off of the dollar amount, you go off of the percentage amount to measure your performance. It would be like saying I invest 3,000 in a position and I capture $1,500 in profit versus perhaps an investment of $1,000 that captures $1,000 in profit. If you look at that as the $1,500 outperformed the $1,000, you're actually wrong. The $1,000 was a 100% gain. The $1,500 was only a 50% gain. I will take a 100% gain every day over a 50% gain. And that's why elite traders don't focus on the dollar amount, they focus on the actual percentage. And right now this bot is down 12%, but versus the Kucoin bot, it's actually down 4% less than the 16% that the Kucoin bot is down. Now, I might have been able to mitigate some of those losses for the Kucoin bot by adjusting the level down. However, Bitsgap's trailing feature is automated. Kucoin's is essentially you have to manually go in and make the adjustments. And at the end of the day, for my strategies and my battle plan, I'm looking for automation out of grid bots. I manually day trade all day long. I'm not interested in manually managing these grid bots if I don't have to. Now, don't get me wrong, I manage my grid bots every day anyway, but the less I have to actually manage these bots is actually better for me. So I think that wraps it up for this Battle of the Grid Bots. I will be doing more Battle of the Grid Bots in the future, so now would be a good time to shoot that subscribe button. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. I will drop a link to Bitsgap and Kucoin in the description down below. And until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.